So what are you putting in this year?
This year we're putting in AAC Brandon wheat.
So wheat, not canola.
No canola this year, no canola 2019.
For as long as Tobin Dick has farmed, canola has been his crop. But he'd already decided against it this planting season.
Which now seems like the right decision, but like we've talked,
Given what's going on?
Given what's going on and...
What's going on has little to do with farmers like Tobin. A diplomatic dispute that's pushed its way into trade with canola's biggest buyer, China.
There we go.
Yeah, it's
a little tight. It's snug.
Farmers are business owners. Now imagine any other business where tens of thousands in revenue just disappears without warning. As it drags on, the worry is increasingly, this could be long-term.
It's really hard to look at this and predict when it will smooth over.
What if it's years?
Yeah, I mean, I think farmers should brace themselves for the potential for this to be years in the making. China's a big, giant player, and China is a giant wild card. We don't know the information that comes out of China, so it's difficult to put a game plan together.
There is good reason to worry. Canola is big, big business. The harvest worth billions. Except now, that biggest customer, China, is blocking canola. Likely over Canada's arrest of Huawei executive Meng Wanzhou, now in extradition proceedings that could last years. If China reciprocates and doesn't buy canola throughout that entire judicial process, boy, it's going to be a problem. Here's why. Canada grows a whopping 23 million acres of canola a year, mostly on the prairies, so much that it's grown over an area larger than New Brunswick. China normally buys 40% of all of it. Now, they're not buying any of it, and so the price farmers get for the crop is collapsing.
So that's it. That's your canola.
This is it.
So you normally would sell canola by the bushel. If you had sold this last fall when you harvested it, before all this trade war, how much would you have got?
I could have secured a contract for June to August pickup of this canola for $13.25 per bushel.
And if you sold it today, now that we're in this trade war?
I'd have to go check the contract, but I'm pretty sure it's around $11.50.
So you've taken a hit.
Taking a hit.
Just a $2 difference multiplied by the 100,000 or more bushels in farmers' bins, and an individual could be out 200 grand. So farmers are now planting 1.5 million fewer acres, more than the size of PEI, all changed to another crop. And if it drags past this fall, expect that to shift even more.
What would that mean going on for years?
If it went on for years, it'd be devastating. Oh, there you go. It's right there.
You got a lot betting on that one seed.
You got that right.
Yeah.
Jack Fries has traveled to China several times representing Canada's canola farmers. As they try to find new countries to now buy Canada's canola, he knows nothing can make up for big China.
You can lose money for a year or two, but after that, doesn't work. You got to be profitable.
Yeah, you get in trouble quickly.
Very much so.
U.S. farmers already know that. China largely stopped buying their soybeans a year ago. A $12 billion market just gone in a dispute over all trade between the two countries. But as talks to resolve that dispute continue, a resolution between the U.S. and China could be especially bad for Canada, says food policy professor Sylvain Charlebois.
We may actually see things escalate even further. If China signs a trade deal with the United States, as an example, tariffs may drop between the two countries, which could make some American commodities more attractive to China, which means they could actually implement more embargoes against Canada. And I can see lobster being affected, for example, fish and seafood.
As more trade uncertainty swirls, it's hard to predict the future.
I don't want to complain. That's just what we face right now. We face a very volatile, unknown in global trade, such that we've never experienced before.
All this over an issue that may have nothing to do with agriculture. But farmers are certainly caught in it anyway. David Coleman, CBC News, Winkler, Manitoba.